Hi YouTube, Coinpicker here. Here are my thrift store finds for the past week. First of all, I found this right on the shelf of the thrift store. And looks like nothing special. I mean, just a bunch of what appears to be pewter napkin rings, right? So, it was stapled closed, but I noticed these two, there's like 5 in here. 3 of them look like pewter, but 2 of them really look like sterling silver. So if you look closely, it says here 1972, September 23rd, and has a name, Myrna. Oh, I'll just open it up. So you can't really see anything, and actually, these ones on the inside say pewter, but I carefully sort of jiggled these apart, and I actually could see the word sterling on the inside. So for $2, I got these two, and here it says Christopher, September 23rd, 1972. And the earlier one that I showed you says Myrna, same date. And right here, it says Burke's Sterling. So it's a name brand jeweler in Canada. These other ones, let's see, it says here, Friends of the Museum, Singapore, Selangor pewter. This one says George Washington Ball, 1988. Same thing on the inside. And this one says the same thing, George Washington Ball, 1984. So, yeah, 88 and 84. So, when you see a mixed bag, don't rate it off. Sometimes there are some good stuff mixed in. And these together weigh a little bit over an ounce of silver. I think it ended up weighing like 17 grams each. Something like that. So 2 different names, same date. I'm assuming they were wedding gifts for the bride and groom. Now, at first I was thinking perhaps it could be gifts for the not visitors, but the guests, wedding guests. But I was thinking that's a lot of work to individually inscribe names for each of the guests. But it does make sense if maybe, sterling, napkin rings was on the gift registry, and then, a guest decided to pick that item to give to the bride and groom and had them inscribed with their first names. Possibly. What do you think, guys? Anyways, that's pretty good for $2. And next, I'll move these aside. Next, I found this on the knick-knack shelf of the thrift store. And it looks like, some sort of junk jewelry. But I noticed that it had some stone eyes. These are like, what do you call it? Tiger eyes? Cat's eyes? Something like that. But what really got me interested, this was $2.99. But if you look by the tail, it is actually signed. Let me see here. Right here. So I Googled the artist, and it's actually a local artist, just a ferry rides away from us in Vancouver. And I actually contacted the artist and asked them if he remembered this piece, and it had a date like 97 on here. And he actually, I'm glad I contacted him because he actually looked at the picture I sent him, and he told me that he remembered selling this to some lady. We're talking about 20 years ago. Selling it to some lady for $100, and it's all handmade. And it used to hang like right off of here as a necklace, but actually it sits pretty cool, like just like that. It's looks like a blue whale diving into the ocean. And he said that he actually, in his early years, that artist actually used pewter, copper, and 999 silver. So this is actually the silver version, which is pretty cool. And he said that if he had it, these days, he would just melt it down and make a whole bunch of expensive, handmade jewelry. So that was pretty funny. So yeah, this weighs also a little bit over an ounce of silver, pure silver. For $3, sure, I'll do that any day. Next, found this Souvenir spoon, and this was only 99 cents at the thrift store. It says sterling right on the back. Sterling. And in bold it says Hazelton, BC. So that's some small town, probably I'd say a couple hours away from where I live. I've never even heard of that town until I Googled it. So yeah, pretty good for 99 cents. And next, I found all these in separate occasions, throughout the week. I polished this all up, but for $1.99, actually, I couldn't find anything on that day. Well, it was at a thrift store, and I thought, oh, what the heck? I'm going to check out the box of knives. They have like odd knives in the box, and yeah, I'm glad I did, because I found a bit of sterling. So this is called a pistol grip sterling handled letter opener. And it's also from Burke's sterling, and it has some hallmarks. I don't think it's too old. It's probably, actually this, I think this represents like Canadian silver hallmark. The middle, it is not a lion, it's some sort of animal, but I guess that means sterling. And C, I couldn't look it up, but I'm assuming it's a date letter from, I'd say, the 70s, maybe 80s. But it does have an inscription, NGC. So that was nice, $1.99. And it polished up really nice. Next, just the other day it's going to be a combination video. So those were the thrift store finds. I'll show you my flea market finds, which it's not a lot, but it was actually a good day at the flea market. So I go to my local flea market, and for I guess the last couple years, I've been parking on the street when I go to the flea market, because it's a huge flea market near our downtown core, but it's like in the sketchy part of town. It's like the light industrial area. There's like a few car dealerships, some storage locker facilities, that kind of area near the train tracks. So for a long time, like most people, they have like a huge parking lot at the right next to the or part of the flea market, and people try to park on the street if to save a few bucks instead of buying a ticket from the parking machine. So the free parking is coming to an end, because now the city is installing all these paid parking ticket machines. Yeah, it's like, oh, very disappointing, you know, because it was nice to get some free parking. You could spend your time without worrying about a ticket or, you know, going there and spending like admission to go in and not finding anything and still have to pay for parking as well. So anyways, I guess, you know, things change, right? So at the flea market, I did pick up a few nice silver items. I found this sterling, I believe it's sterling because I have a very similar spoon that's marked. I think the mark is probably rubbed off, but it's a silver souvenir spoon from Turkey because you got the crescent and star. And I have an identical spoon like this, or very similar, but it said in English, Istanbul, like the city of Istanbul. But here it's in, I believe, in Arabic. So I cannot read that. But what's really nice, that the bowl is made up of a old silver coin from Turkey. And I did some research on the coin. It's dated, it's from Turkey, it's dated AH 1293, and I think it's called a regent year, like year 33. So 1293 is like the date of the beginning of the reign of the, I guess, Sultan or, you know, king. And 33 is his 33rd year of reign. So it works out to be from 1907. And the coin is a 5 kurush, I think I'm saying it right, 83% silver. So that's, you know, a nice coin related item. And this was $2. The lady said, you know, if it, spoons were $2 and if it's marked silver, then she'll have to charge like an extra $1 or something. So it's not marked, but I think it's silver. Well, at least the coin for sure is silver. And I saw some costume jewelry and little baggies and saw this brooch. I think the style of enameling or I guess toning, where they make it black and then engrave it, is called Noello. I think I'm slaughtering the name. But it's from Thailand, which back then they called it Siam. And it says here, Siam 925 sterling. And I asked the gentleman selling the jewelry and stuff how much it was. And he said $3. So I took it. Very good price. I would say this is probably worth like 10, 15 bucks retail. And then another vendor, I saw he had a little bit of silver on his table. So I got this sterling, very small salt shaker. I am assuming it's salt, maybe pepper. Doesn't weigh much, very light, but you know, what do you want for $1? So this is only $1. And he also had a few spoons to go through. And I found this cute little spoon with a, I think it's a Cupid, cherub. And it is marked in the bowl, but I could not decipher it. But I thought if it's marked, chances are it is a silver mark. So that might be a Middle Eastern silver hallmark. But the theme is a little off. I mean, I would think more European. But yeah, this was 50 cents. So you can't go wrong with that. So yeah, it was a fun day at the flea market. I hadn't been there in ages. And very productive week of picking up, you know, odds and ends, mainly silver. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Coinpicker out.